habits. How do you break your habits?
How do you break your habits? And that's why, people say, gee, can't I learn to do this from reading your book? And we tell them you can read a lot, you can learn a lot about storytelling reading a book, but in order to really learn to tend and to have that Chinese symbol of listening where you're giving them your undivided attention and you're listening with your heart and you're watching for their nonverbals and exploring the breadcrumbs they give you, that takes practice. There's certain things that you cannot learn from a book or a video. You've got to roll your sleeves up and do it.
Are you suggesting that? Go ahead. Sorry.
Hey guys, and I want to add to that.
Sure, please.
Because as I was listening to the question, I was sort of feeling like, is it that dissimilar to the anxiety we get when we go call on a stranger and we have a sales call, knowing we have to make a sale and hit quota and come back to our managers and give them a good report? Is it any different than being in front of an audience or a group? It's that same anxiety. You guys know what it feels like, right?
I know. I remember that that anxiety when I was a kid. It's that do I ask her out for a date? And how do I talk to her? And it's that awkward moment where you say the strangest, silliest things and you can't stay focused on what you're trying to accomplish.
Right. But it gets us into such a yucky place. And like, to me, I always want to know, how do I get to that place where you just feel like you have that mojo, that the time where you just feel like you're on versus the time where you feel like you're walking on eggshells and your brain is proceduralizing what you need to do. But I mean, we spend a lot of time in our workshops in the neurosciences because we really want to know what is going on in our internal systems that causes that good place versus that yucky place. And the part of our brain that gets highly activated when we're trying to figure out what to do is the left side of the brain. I need to do this. I need to do this. It's that serial part of the brain that disconnects us. And like, one of the things we've learned is, how do we activate that place where we're more relaxed, that we're in the here and now, that that we're really connecting with people, which is our right side of the brains. And one of the coolest things I think that I've discovered personally is that if we can step into stories, we eliminate all that chatter that's going on, and we just step in to a more relaxed place where we can be vulnerable. We get check in with how we're feelings. And it's because what stories do is they activate a part of our brain that eliminates the chatter and the proceduralizing of what we're doing. It's no different than when we're watching a movie, that you step into the characters of the movie, that you're inspired, or when you're reading a good novel. When we're actually telling a story about ourselves, we're in that same place, and that's the profound effect of stories. So, when we start a sales call, and if you can't come to our workshops, and if you're listening to this, step into a personal story. It'll change your MO. Just step into that story and it'll release that chatter, that anxiety, because you'll be reliving the experience. And all those personal experiences we have reside like books on a bookshelf in the library on the right side of our brains, because our right side of our brains contain the shelf of all of our autobiographical memories.
Gentlemen,